it was unsafe conditions for them to operate in.
Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the love and support. To those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and to my channel members, you guys are the real MVP. Thank you for all the love and support. Alright lovelies, let's dive in today's video. So guys, as we were all relaxing in our various places, as we are all sleeping and trying to find our peace, there are some group of people that is living in Palestine who were actually struggling to collect floor that actually entered Palestine, and the Israel people actually released these people. They released on these people and went ahead to unalive people. I'm just gonna roll the clip as well as the stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment or whatever. We're just here for educational, informative purposes, guys. Alright lovelies, let's dive into the video.
Tonight at 4 a.m. it happened. Sunflower bags entered the north of Gaza Strip, and people started running to get that flour, to get that food for their families. So the Israeli tanks opened the fire on them, shooting and killing more than 80 people, wounding more than 400 people. Their blood was mixed with the flour. The mothers and sisters, the family, will never bake that flour, will never bake that bread. They will never get back to their homes. They said goodbye to the family to get some food, and they will never get back with that food again. They were killed. Israel is using the starvation weapon against us. Israel is using the starvation weapon against the north of Gaza Strip to force people to leave, to evacuate, to empty the north. They are starving people. They are killing them when they succeed to get some food.
Tonight after midnight, people in northern Gaza went to a designated area in which 8 trucks were supposed to arrive, getting sacks of flour. And when the 8 trucks arrived in midnight at 4 a.m. Gaza time, people went to the 8 truck to get the aid. Israeli occupation forces literally ambushed the people and used the aid as a bait and started shooting at them, killing 150 people and injuring 250 others. I will not be able to show any images or footage. If you want to see the footage and the media, you will find them posted on my stories on my IG. You will find my IG linked to my TikTok account. This is the only thing I can share at the end result and the aftermath of this. 8 packages mixed with red fluid. You can guess what the red fluid is. This is what the people in northern Gaza have to go through in order to get some food. And when they get the food, they end up getting shot at. People in northern Gaza have not received aid since the end of January. This was the first incident in which they received any significant amount of aid. Not to mention that there is not a single hospital that is functioning in northern Gaza. And when Western media started to cover the story, expressing what happened in a dehumanizing fashion, the occupation forces official Twitter account released drone footage of the incidents at night to display the people who are trying to get the aid as people who did this to themselves, and it was the result of overcrowdedness, to dehumanize the people and display them in a form of insects. This is an image of people who were literally starving and have nothing to eat. And on one of the most ironic incidents, Jordan also airdropped aid over northern Gaza, and the aid ended up landing away from the borders.
Breaking news: the world is outraged by today's Gaza massacre, where over 100 people have been killed simply for trying to get food at a food convoy. We need an independent investigation. France has called for it. Germany has called for it. Almost every country has called for it. Israel must investigate how these people were killed, whether the IDF shot them, what the cause is. This is really a turning point. The Amritsar massacre in 1919 led to hundreds of people in India being killed. My grandfather was part of India's independence movement. Winston Churchill called it a monstrosity, and the British investigated, and that's what in part turned the tide for Indian independence. We need an independent investigation into this and answers. This is unacceptable.
Do you know why they shot at Palestinians waiting for food? Because the soldiers felt unsafe. Take a second to digest that. It was unsafe conditions for them to operate in. So they pulled out their guns and killed desperate people who were only seeking their last hope for survival. To live one more day in those horrible conditions. They've been waiting for food for weeks. How do you think you're going to react when you are starving and you see a truck coming with food? My blood is boiling. And I'm trying so hard to contain myself. After months of killing them from every possible angle and starving them, now they resorted to massacring starving people. People that are just desperate to get a piece of food for their family. There are no bounds to the deprivation of this army, the immorality, the cruelty. And on top of all of that, it is completely incompetent. And it is certainly reminiscent of the police officer pointing a gun a few days at a man that was burning to death on the ground. Imagine being armed to the teeth, have army tanks at your disposal, and you're still scared of people whose bones are protruding out of them. But I guess the safety of the Palestinians is inconsequential to the world. God forbid they should take up arms and shoot back at the IDF. We know what they would be called. They would be called terrorists. These so-called soldiers should not be allowed back to their countries, should they choose to go back. They are murderers. Doing this under the pretense of war should no longer be an acceptable excuse. Nothing about what they are doing constitutes war. Why does the IDF have the privilege to feel safe in an environment that they're wreaking havoc in a place that they are mass murdering and starving people? Why should they feel safe? Did you see the picture of that baby that starved to death this week? It looks like she came out of a history book, out of a concentration camp, but the IDF doesn't feel safe. But hey, at least Biden is monitoring this serious incident. Thank goodness. Maybe they can tell Israel to tone it down a little bit with shooting at starving people. Fuck Ben Gvir, fuck Biden, and fuck everyone that accepts this. Fuck Blinken and every country that hasn't condemned any of Israel's ongoing atrocities. Just when you think it doesn't get fucking worse, it does.
So 2 days ago, Sreal posted this video showing food packages being airdropped onto the people of Gaza. And this was their caption, where they claim that as part of cooperation between Sreal and other countries, 160 packages of food and medical equipment for the residents of the southern Gaza Strip and the Jordanian Field Hospital in Khan Yunis were airdropped. So initially, this whole thing reminded me of a scene from the Hunger Games. I know it's kind of hard to see, but that up there is also an example of medical supplies being airdropped to people. I bring this up because it's insane to me that 5 months into this war, instead of reaching a ceasefire, we've reached food being airdropped. But that isn't the worst part about this. The worst part is that while Israel took credit for the food packages being dropped down to Gaza, they neglected to also say that they killed over 100 people in the process. According to Al Jazeera, as people gathered in large groups waiting for much needed aid, they were shot at by all kinds of military equipment. Not only were they shot at, but after opening fire, the Israeli tanks ran over many of the already dead and injured bodies. Instead of taking accountability, Israel claims that the Gazans did it to themselves.
But an Israeli military spokesman talked of Gazans being killed by their own neighbors, not the IDF. Agari says in the midst of much chaos, shots fired by IDF soldiers were only meant to disperse an angry mob.
Did you guys catch what was stated at the end of that video? How noble for Israel to murder over 100 people in an effort to help them.
And yet another appalling war crime that will, of course, receive cover by the United States government. Israeli forces fired on a crowd of Palestinian civilians who were crowding a humanitarian aid truck desperately seeking food in northern Gaza. Now, it's important to keep in mind that we are talking about northern Gaza, which has effectively been cut off from any humanitarian aid. We're talking about people who did not evacuate to the south. Humanitarian aid organizations have had a lot of difficulty reaching them. And since they swarmed the humanitarian aid truck, The IDF took it as an opportunity to fire at them, killing hundreds of people. Now, the death toll is very likely to change, but more than 100 people have been reported killed as a result of this. The death toll in Gaza is believed to have surpassed 30,000 people at this point. The IDF and the Israeli government would have you believe that no, we didn't shoot at them. Yes, these bullet-riddled bodies laying on the floor do exist, but that wasn't us. It was the trampling that caused these deaths. Complete and utter BS.
All of this, as everyone was just busy sleeping, and these, people of Palestine, you know how things have been for them for the past month, for the past almost 6 months now. These people have been struggling to even survive. They've been struggling to feed. They've been struggling to feed themselves. They've been struggling to clothe themselves, and they have been, they've been keeping up with, trying to survive. And they keep on telling them to go to this area. Here is safe. They keep on, shifting from one area to the other, trying to survive, trying to start up their life afresh. And they've been starving. They've been sick and all of that. And 4 a.m. Floor decided to, go into Palestine to at least to distribute food for these people that have been struggling for months. They've been surviving, and we don't even know how they survive. They've been starving. They have kids they have to feed for. They have sick ones. They have, they have the old, the ones that are so sick. They've lost so many of their relatives in the hands of this thing that is going on there. They've been trying to see if they can even survive the next day. Like, these people are the kind of people that's even living is just like a luck. Like, they are so lucky to see another day. Like, they're in a constant fear. They're in a constant fear of, okay, what are we going to eat today? What are we going to survive with? Are you sure we are going to be okay today? They are living in constant fear. They've been trying one way or the other to actually feed themselves, because there is no food, no water, no medical supplies, nothing at all, nothing of which. So Flood decided to, find its way to the Palestine. And these people, are because of the hunger they've been subjected to, they were rushing to go take this, to go bring this for their family. What did the superior people do? They decided to release. They decided to release and ended up injuring, unaliving so many people. Like, when would they stop? Like, what kind of inhuman is this? Even for nothing, you should actually think about those underaged people. You should actually think about those underage people. What is it? What have they done? What have they done to deserve all of this? They are trying to see if they can survive the next day. They didn't actually, come to your home. They didn't disturb anyone. The crime is that they decided to go out to look for what to eat. They decided to go out to look for what to bring home to their kids. They decided to go out to live for the next day. But all you people could do was to end sort of thing. And you think that this is nice? I don't even know what is holding this ceasefire of a thing. I don't know what is holding. I don't know why they wouldn't call for this. I don't even know if CG, if there is anything that came out of it. I know they at least did one or two things, but they didn't call the ceasefire that is more important. These people is only trying to survive. They have stopped even fighting. They are trying to eat. This is just food. They are trying to eat. You want them to starve. You have this heart to see these kids starving. This is not nice. This is not nice at all. Like, when I saw this video, I was thinking, like, okay, since the DJ has gotten involved with all of this, at least something positive would come out. Was it not during the Super Bowl they actually released another thing? they were also attacked. And now, just because these people are trying to feed, you are not even the one that provided this floor. Why will you go and do these people like this? And I cannot even say, like, I can't post all the clips here. Why will you want to do these people that is unarmed? They never stopped you from anything. They didn't tell you that they are coming. Like, what actually prompts these people to do this kind of thing? Look at those underaged people. What have they done? What have they done to deserve this kind of treatment? Like, seriously, this is just getting out of hand since October. This started October. We were thinking all of this would just die off and people, but these people have been living in constant fear. These people they're only trying to survive. They're already tired. They're just trying to live. They're trying to live their life. Why not just let them be? Why not just let them be? This is not nice. This is not nice. They need to call a ceasefire. These are humans, like all of us. They need to call for a ceasefire. The same thing is happening. The underground one is happening in Congo. Like, what is the world turning to? What happened to our human feelings? Is it because you think you're up there, you think you need to oppress everyone? You think you need to oppress everyone, like, because this person does not relate to you, this person, you don't know this person from Adam, so you think you can treat this person so wrongly. This is wrong. They are only going to take food, floor. They're only going to take food, and you, like, their mothers or their kids are probably waiting for them. You know, they're waiting for them to come back with what they actually brought. Imagine that you left your family telling them that, okay, we heard that food just entered, you know, I need to go get this food for us at least to survive for the next days to come. Then your family is just back home waiting for you to come back home with the food you were able to collect, and they are bringing you back on a line. Like, how do you want the family to feel? There is no reason to justify all this. It doesn't have any justification. This is just pure wickedness. What kind of wickedness is this now? What is this? What kind of wickedness is this? This is just pure wickedness. These people are even unarmed. What kind of wickedness is this? Their family is probably waiting for them to bring this food home. Now they are bringing... Like, seriously, lovelies. When I saw this video, I was like, what is this? What are people doing about this? What is being done about this? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. So all of this is just because of a land, and what is this? What is it on this earth? What is on this earth? Nothing. We all can just coexist and nothing will happen. What is this now? This is so wrong. Like, this is so wrong. They need to do something. They need to call for a ceasefire. People need to come out. Like, they need to call for a ceasefire. There are innocent people. They don't know what is... There are innocent young people over there. They don't even know. They don't know why they have to come to this. But, like, wow. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying harassment. Please share this video, subscribe to my channel if you're here to do that, you know, like this video and leave in your own thought in the comment section, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.